If we're being honest, Halloween is the shits. When you hits the age where you can't go fiending for candy, there's not much to really get hyped for whenever October rolls around. That's why I'm saying fuck off the Halloween. I'm jumping right into everyone's favourite time of the year. It's a time where friends, family and fuck buddies get together to stop the bullshit fighting and to celebrate peace on earth and mercy love. Nah, it's not my next vacation, fucking arsehole. I'm talking about the Christmas season. There's nothing better than Christmas in Newfoundland. Nobody expects you to go out with how shitty the weather is, unlike all the other fucking times of the year. So you finally gets an excuse to lay off on your hole all day long. So instead of dealing with the below zero bullshit, nuzzle up by the fire, pour up a little glass of eggnog, and let me tell you about the worst fucking Christmas movie of all time. Boys and bitches, I gives you The Christmas Tree. Now after seeing that title, you might be fooled into thinking that this is just going to be some regular old Christmas movie that wouldn't seem out of place on the 2:30 Women's Network slot. But be warned, it only goes downhill from here, ladies. Stay on your toes, boys.
Yes, there are many stories about this special holiday named Christmas.
We're 5 seconds into this movie and already they're putting words into me mouth. I never said a fucking word to this narrator goofball, so why is he responding to some shit nobody even said? Fuck, but I forgot, there's another hour of this garbage. If I chimes in on all the useless nonsense here, I'll be here till fucking New Year's Day.
Our story takes place in an orphanage with some children and a pine tree. The orphaned children lived under the control of the evil rules of a lady named Mrs. Mavilda.
Why are they talking about this Mavilda missus like she's some kind of Star Wars villain? What's she gonna do by bring up the fucking Death Star? I bet you the orphanage ain't even that bad, bah. That's just the narrator trying to start shit with us. Don't you ever judge a book by its cover, even if the book ends up being garbage. Kinda like this movie.
The pine tree they named Mrs. Hopewell. Yes, Hopewell, because the kids believed that the tree was magical. It somehow was going to bring them a mom and a dad to adopt and take them away from the unbearable Mrs. Mavilda.
Alright, I'm starting to believe this narrator, buddy, since this missus is clearly giving these youngsters some heavy psychedelic drugs. Either that or these kids have taken some heavy licks off the local toad population. Either way, this orphanage is pretty far fucked.
This way, every time the mayor came by, he always thought that Mrs. Mavilda was taking good care of her children.
Alright then, so the mayor thinks he's the fucking Monopoly man apparently. Fuck writing a check. Next time I'm at the DMV getting a car, I'll just give Buddy a lump sum of 2 whole money bags to cover me down payment. Nothing wrong with it.
She used all that donated money in an irresponsible way. She would have her nasty friends over and gamble all night long while laughing and drinking and playing cards.
No, I'm not gonna stand for that. What makes this buddy nasty exactly? Just cause he got a cigar in his mouth? I gotta tell ya, I'm getting sick and tired and fucking sick and more fucking tired of the cigar slander in all these movies. You knows for a fact that that's the only reason they're going after this buddy. Well, not this fucking day. Not on my watch. Arseholes, man. Let this buddy smoke in peace. None of your bullshit involved. The rest of the crowd doesn't even seem that bad either. Bit scruffy, but they'll fucking get better.
There goes the children's bread for the week, so said Mrs. Mavilda, laughing with her friends every time she played a hand.
Alright, now that right there is just fucking retarded. I know it's just a kids movie now, but that doesn't make one bit of sense. Where in the world are you gonna find a group of 40-something-year-olds laughing about starving their youngsters off? What did Mrs. say, bah? Oh fuck, my kids are gonna be malnourished tonight, boys. So after we gets the backstory, we finds out that somebody's gone off to work with the 1208 union. So he gotta send his youngsters and the wife off to the orphanage. Guess he didn't need them all that much. On the bright side, his wife gets to be an assistant for the gambling missus. Let's see how their youngsters fit in with the rest of the crowd.
Oh, you.
We come from the mayor's.
I know. The mayor just called.
I'd better go now. Take good care of yourself and the children, Judy. I will be back before Christmas. Goodbye, children. Be good.
Good Jesus tonight, me buddy. This character gotta be popping somas like pimples. I mean, if they cast me for this shit, I wouldn't be any more excited than he is, but fucking hell. Get this buddy a coffee break or something. Bags around his eyes and everything, bah. Oh, that's some charming, bah. Nothing better than watching a bunch of youngsters crack the most uncomfortable smiles in unison. Thankfully, that's the most fucking uncomfortable scene in the movie over and done with. So toss that shit out the fucking window where it belongs.
Mrs. Mavilda, I have good news. This year I've collected more money for the children's Christmas. I've got enough money here to get the children new clothes. And still some left for their Christmas presents.
Now that's just unforgivable, bah. If you're releasing a movie, the least you can do is spend an extra 5 seconds to cut that long pause the mayor just gave off. Either that or this buddy just had some serious PTSD flashbacks. Maybe I'm the retard here. This might have been some serious social commentary from No Name Films or whoever the fuck gave this film the green light. They don't need a name to be the worst.
Here you go, Mrs. Mavilda. Here's the 2 bags. One for the clothes, one for the presents. I'm glad those poor little things aren't going to have to spend another winter in patches and rags.
Yeah, this mayor buddy is burnt. He didn't even say how much he was giving her, just fucking 2 bags. By the way, didn't they say this mayor goof was giving the Mavilda missus money every Christmas? If the mayor knows that these youngsters have been wearing shitty clothes after giving this cunt money for the past few years, how hasn't he caught on to this missus's bullshit? I'm telling you, Brazilian porn stars are less fucked in this movie. Bar none. So in his infinite wisdom, the mayor tells Judy to pick out some Christmas gifts for the youngsters. Those 2 bags gotta be put to good use after all.
Red velvet for stockings? What's that?
Don't you know about Christmas stockings that you hang on the fireplace for Santa Claus to fill? You don't? Which one of you knows about Christmas?
I do. I don't.
Fucking atheists, man. I always gotta ruin deadly holidays with their nonsense. Atta girl, Judy. Be my missionary. Give me missionary too while you're at it.
Christmas is a pretty and happy time of the year. A time when people get together. Friends with friends, children with their parents and grandparents, all together.
Alright, Judy, you fucked it up within a good 10 seconds. That'll go over great, won't it? Let's tell the orphan kids about how great Christmas is when you're with your parents. Fuck rubbing salt in the wound, you might as well be shoving the whole shaker up there. What an arsehole you are.
That's right, children. Say, you know Santa lets every good boy and girl make a wish for Christmas.
Really? Mrs. Mavilda never told us that.
Well, it's true, but you know you have to make a simple wish because Santa has to make toys and other presents for all the children of the world.
I completely agree with you there. So in the spirit of the holidays, I'm gonna go ahead and give Saint Nick me Christmas list 2 months in advance. That way he'll have no fucking excuses this time around. So without further ado, have a listen, Santa, cause you're about to get an exclusive sneak peek of Leaf Carlo's Christmas list. First off, since I can't even take a 2-week break without coming back early, I'd say it'd only be in my best interest that I get 10 million subscribers by at least New Year's Day. With more subscribers comes more money, so you wouldn't even have to send me over that buy. I'm giving you a deadly 2-for-1 deal here. Secondly, Santa got 3 hoes, so the least he can do is give me 1. Pimping might not be easy, but that ain't an issue when you're always hard. Pretty sure I should get that checked out, but you catch my drift, bah. And last, but certainly not least, if you can send me at least a 3-year, 4-year, or 5-year supply of size Vetrix enhancement supplement, that'd be sick too. Not that I needs it or anything, you know, I'm just, it'd just be nice to like have around the house in a pinch. If it can work for Ron Jeremy, I'm sure it can work for me. After all, when has RedTube ever lied to you? Thanks a lot, Santa. Make this my best Christmas ever. Alright, let's get back to the shitty stuff. So after Mrs. converts these heathens to the true faith, it turns out that Mrs. Mavilda loses more money at this one fucking table than you would at a Newfoundland VLT machine. So these youngsters aren't getting nothing for Christmas. Ratted.
The children are waiting for their new clothes. I already told them.
There is nothing for you to understand. Just go back to work. Wait, I hear the children playing now. Are they outside? I want to tell you something and you better listen. I don't want the children playing outside anymore. You better make sure of that.
Because you don't want the mayor to see them without new clothes.
How can you dare to? All right! Now you know. And now that you know, you better make sure you don't tell him a thing, or you and your children are out in the cold.
Alright, this is starting to get on me nerves. Like, I understand having a character that's meant to be a scumbag, but this is just far past burnt. The missus in this movie is that crooked that Hitler himself would ask her what the issue was. Don't get me wrong, youngsters are retarded, right? But they're not that retarded. Keep it realistic, bah. No regular missus talks like this.
Judy can be really big trouble for me. She's starting to know too much. If one wrong word slips out of her mouth, the mayor will find things out. I have to get that woman out of here. She's changing everything around here. I gotta get rid of her. But how?
I just had to be good to let you know that nobody else is in the room with her. She's just gone off talking to the voices in her head like she's Randy Orton or something. But we needed this scene by. How else would the kids know that Mrs. Mavilda's a cunt? Not like half this video has just been her gambling away lunch money. You really needed to hammer the point home with this one, so don't worry about it, me son. So since Mrs. doesn't want Judy fucking around near the youngsters, she tries to get her charged with theft, as you do. One of the kids hears her and decides that the only way to make things right is to send one of them off to the North Pole in their fucking pajamas, in negative 30-degree weather. What's the worst that could happen? I'm not even joking, I had to skip past all the North Pole shit, since for one I couldn't understand a word from these actors, and they legit offended me by making a bear fight scene the most boring shit in the whole film. I can't even give that shit any attention, but let's see what Judy's at knowing her kids are probably done for.
Mommy! Mommy!
Not a word of a lie, every character in this movie is on some hard shit. We got youngsters worshipping trees like the Germanics, an old cunt talking to herself in bed, and now we got this missus hearing voices through the stars. What fucked up town are these boys living at? I could probably get a lot of me supplies cheaper there being legit. All medicinal, of course.
Please, mister, don't cut Mrs. Hopewell.
I'm sorry, children, but I have to do this job.
Okay then, stay and watch. Come on, Frank, hurry up.
That does it. Come, children.
What do you think you're doing?
Nobody cuts Mrs. Hopewell until we talk to the mayor.
Get away from that tree, right now!
I definitely agree with you there. Mrs. thinks she's a Rastafarian just because the youngsters likes her. Nothing worse than an ego, man. Total goofball. Fuck you, you fucking hippie, and fuck Mrs. Hopewell too. Let the cigar man do his job, arseholes.
Frank, turn on that machine and do the job.
But they're surrounding the tree.
Do as I say. Those fools will move away. Show them the song.
Whatever you say, ma'am.
What is the meaning of this?
It's a man doing his job, Mayor. Now fuck right off before I joins in as well.
Turn that thing off. I can't hear a thing.
I just want you to know that this wasn't my idea, Mr. Mayor.
Smart man, bah. Gotta congratulate you for using the good old 6ix9ine tactic. Snitch to the boys with more power than your clique. Can't say it never works.
Where's Lily? Where is she?
She's gone, Mommy.
Oh, God, what do you mean? Ray.
Tell me, son, what happened to Lily?
She fell from a cliff, Mommy, Daddy. All the way down.
What the fuck kind of reaction is that? You find out your youngster just fell off a damn cliff, and the best reaction you can give is opening your eyes for a half a second.
What?
Jesus, tonight these characters are fucked up on A to the Z. Lay off the grass for fuck's sake. So the youngsters and Judy rat on Mrs. Mavilda for being half retarded, and since I follows the classic slogan of snitches get bullets to the head, I'm gonna skip past this for me reputation's sake alone.
Why didn't Mavilda buy toys for them? And look at them. They look like they haven't had new clothes in years. What if the inspector were to come?
First of all, I loves how the first thing on this buddy's mind isn't holy fuck, these youngsters have been getting screwed over because of me money bags. It's what if the inspector showed up? I mean, fuck the kids, my job's on the line. Besides, in legit one of the first scenes, you gave this missus money for clothes because you didn't want him in rags anymore. So you knew this shit was on the go. Don't try to weasel your fucking way out of it. What a scumbag, bah. Call up 50 Cent, because I'm getting the strap on you.
Seize that woman!
Stand back, you fool!
Oh, no.
What happened?
I don't know. She got struck by lightning.
What's that?
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody!
Man, Santa Claus doesn't play no fucking games. Legit strikes this missus down for cutting a tree. Don't fuck with Father Christmas. Now let that be a warning.
Oh, look, Santa's leaving.
Peace be with you all.
I'm not even joking, the first time I watched this, I legit thought Santa shot some lightning bolts at the youngsters. At least then the movie would be half entertaining, bah. Next up, the mayor respects the dead by offering her job after Judy. Some boy.
Wait a minute. You can't take this job. That's right, because you'll be busy helping me raise 9 children.
9 children?
Awesome, man. Buddy's cooked out on somas, yet he thinks he can raise non-youngsters like a Hindu pimp daddy. Like the fuck. By the way, did any of you check on that Mavilda misses his corpse after? Body must be purple by now at least.
Oh, Ray, I'm the happiest person in the world. Please come with us. Let's have a good Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Her face was drooping mad, so I'd say she's more close to having a stroke than a good Christmas. Seriously, take a fucking aspirin and call the 5-0.
Mrs. Mavilda, she's going to be all right. From what I've heard, she went back to work in the orphanage as Judy's assistant. Well, don't worry about Mrs. Mavilda. She's good now. She learned that you always win when you are good. Merry Christmas, everybody.
That's the moral of your fucking story. Alright, me son, I'll take your word for it. Mark my words, we'll be leaving Canada within 5 years tops. We got all the evidence that Canada was bad, so do you want to know why we'll pull off the impossible? Because...
you always win when you are good.
Anyways, that movie sucks shit chunks from a paper straw, right? I can't believe some goofball actually made this movie. Obviously, after that bullshit that was the Christmas tree, they had to be disgraced from the industry. So let's have a quick look at what small shitty projects the creator of this garbage went on to do.
What the fuck was that?
Alright then, bud. I guess nobody got harmed by this other than myself and any poor goofball who had to watch this on Christmas Day. Since this shit was brutal to sit through. Just watch a regular Christmas movie, bah. Whether it's Home Alone, Miracle on 34th, or if you're a stunned 12-year-old missus who still thinks Adam Sandler's funny as fuck, you might as well even like 8 Crazy Nights. Don't ask, bah. Personal shit. Overall, if I were to rate this movie, I wouldn't. Since this movie ain't even worth the time it would take to edit the 0 stars on the screen. Watch anything else, by honestly. I don't give a fuck if you gotta watch the worst goddamn Mel Gibson movie ever. Just watch the fucking Passion this Christmas. You might as fucking well. Happy Halloween, boys. This has been Leaf Carlo, and I'll see you on the right side of the rack. Have a good one.